10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good golly, Miss Molly. How y'all doing? It's me, Brian, that 70s rock fan, and decided I would do another one of my impromptu live streams where I talk about a little bit of physical media and just generally have a chit chat because it's fun. And it's Friday afternoon, so I'm going up against the big guys. There's a lot of big streams on Friday afternoon, Friday evening. So, will people drop by and say hello? Tim is here. It's great to see you, Tim. Thank you for dropping in and chatting. I appreciate that very much, mate. And D. Bud Martin is here. The wrench of wrenches. It's a big wrench for me to have D buddy. And Christian is here. My good buddy Christian Delorme from the wonderful Vinyl Revival channel has given me a $5 Canadian super chat. Bonjour, everybody. I'm here live and I got $5 to prove it. I am pretty sure you're alive, and I welcome that. And I welcome your presence, mate. And thank you very much for this $5 super chat to help keep the lights on here. And thank you for being a channel member and all that good stuff. There's got to be a video clip I can play to thank you for that. Well, you are a groupie, so I should probably play something groupie-ish. So thank you for that, my friend. Yeah, Friday afternoon. So usually people are off watching. So Christian has thankfully rejoined because I've made a change to the memberships. They were far too over the top. So I just took the levels, kept the same stuff, but brought them down. So 99 cents, $2.99, $4.99. Should have done that to start with. Never mind what YouTube suggests you do. So the level is the same. There's the get the flock out. The flock level, 99 cents. $2.99, the groupies. $4.99 is now the nosebleed high top level. That is indeed the high stickers. So thank you for that. And Christian is now high. So I have another high sticker. So I've got D-Bud and Christian are high stickers. So thank you. So you now get the high sticker video.
What is high sticking?
High sticking happen when the guy take the stick, and he go like that. You don't do that.
You don't do that?
Oh, no, never.
Why not?
Against the rules.
So thank you, Christian. And the thing is, the more high stickers I can get and the more groupies, we can have some member streams and actually do some stuff in that respect. And Christian is being far too kind to me. I think the whiskey I'm going to have to buy him when I finally get to meet him in person. And a $2 Canadian, which is 2 cents US. That's probably about 170. I don't know. Not only high sticker, but flying elbows. Indeed. Maybe I should play another hockey related one. I did show some of these the other day. How about this one? The good old hockey game. Of course, nobody's actually watching the game. There's more violence in the. I don't see that very often. I've been to one or two live games when there's been a bit of a stooshy, but and I did. It doesn't happen that often. Typically, the violence is on the ice, which we like, of course. Tim, yes, don't worry about it, mate. I thank you all for your support, whether you're members of the channel or not. Obviously, members helps keep an old man going here. I do have to. My laptop that I'm using here is cracking up a bit, so I'm probably going to have to either build or get another PC to start to improve my streaming. I do have plans for 2025 if I can get any kind of funds together to improve the studio. I've got plans. The wall in front of me, towards the back here, I'm going to put all the screens up on the wall, so mount them on the wall. I have an extra screen or two because I find that I need various screens to do stuff, and I get lost because I'm self-producing, obviously, and then a better camera set up, and so on and so on. So I got some plans, and I need another desk at the side here to put stuff on because it's getting awful crowded in here. So yeah, the anyone that does fight at a game like that is ridiculous. But however, I just couldn't resist him showing that. Hello, Canadian Spider-Man, my friend. How are you doing? It's good to see all you guys here, my friends. I look forward to when we can have a member stream, an actual honest to goodness 70s rock fan member stream. I also got plans, thinking hard about plans for the channel stroke channels. I don't think that guy didn't mean to start that fight. I think he fell over and there's just things just degenerated from there. So yeah, plans now. One of those is my channel obviously is a bit of a smorgasbord. It's like a kind of, one size contains all. We have music stuff, we have science fiction movies, I got Cult Comedy Crew, Canon Film Club, various video series that I've been doing for years, science fiction books, underlooked bands, so on and so on. So quite a wide range of stuff. I find that quite hard to keep up with, to be honest. And a large amount of my focus recently has been on Korean stuff. So I'm certainly thinking of starting a second channel just for the Korean stuff. Probably will focus very heavily on that going forward. Still do live streams on this channel with things like canon movies and the other topics we do. We have such good fun on those live streams. Maybe pull back on some of the other video series that I do because I want to really focus on the Korean entertainment going forward. So trying to just think of the best way to launch such a channel. And it's always a bit of I've never done that before because I've had the one channel on YouTube. And that one channel, I've got 1,870 subscribers. Thank you, all of you, for doing that. It's been 4 years. We got to that level. And I don't want to kind of split the audience, or I don't want to, go start a new channel with the Korean stuff and find that, it doesn't get that very many subscribers or whatever. I just don't want to split the audience, but the other people do have sub channels. So there must be a way of doing it. I notice this camera is definitely trying to autofocus the entire time. So anyway, thinking about all that stuff, need to do some studio improvements to improve the quality of life of streaming, make it easier for me to stream, as I say, one-man band. There ain't no producers around here but me. So anyway, enough of that. So physical media, did manage to pick up a few things. Some are thrift store finds, some are brand new but post-Christmas sales stuff, and a couple of other things that I just wanted to get. There's not a huge haul compared to some other weeks, but I always love to take time to show this stuff off. So I wanted to start with, in addition to my growing collection of Canon films VHS. So anytime I see any Canon movie on VHS, I'll buy it. And usually in a thrift store, you're talking 99 cents, whatever. So I've got quite a few of these now. The latest one I got was Charles Bronson's Messenger of Death, 1988 thriller, perhaps a little less violent from a vigilante perspective than some of the others. and obviously a movie we'll cover in the Canon Film Club at some point. I think it was the 8th Charles Bronson and director J. Lee Thompson Canon film they'd done together, or at least 8th film they'd done together. So always worth picking that up. Well, I say 99 cents. We get the senior discount. That's 10% off. So I guess it's in, it's more like 80 cents. And pretty good condition, this one. So, and I do have a VHS player, so I do try them all to see that they work. Canon, in its original format, VHS. Canon films should always be in VHS. Probably not. But, I did get an LP. I mean, occasionally I've picked up amongst thrift store LPs are usually a collection of classical stuff, polka stuff around here. For some reason, a lot of German stuff is dumped in the thrift store here, like German pop stuff. I've picked up a few gems in there, although it's hard going through the James Last LPs and whatever to find them. The latest one I did get there for, again, a pitiful sum was Joe Jackson's Night and Day, which of course features the fantastic single Steppin' Out, also Breaking Us in Two, which is a big bit of a hit. So a pretty good condition. It's a little bit, the gatefold is a little bit warped, but not bad. There's no marks or stains on it or anything. Really neat picture of Joe and the band there. He was moving away. I was a big fan of Joe Jackson in that era. First couple of albums, first few singles, A&M Records. Is She Really Going Out With Him? Stuff like that. Great single, very spiky new wave, post-punk new wave stuff. Night and Day really started to stretch out and show his jazz and blues and chops. Still with a nice pop sensibility though. So great artist, really good album. Glad to pick up a nice vinyl copy of that. So I haven't picked up a lot of albums, thrift albums recently, but certainly that one was worth getting. Did get a couple of things that I supported on fundmycomic.com. So The Atlantean, which is Randy Zimmerman, the writer, and Russ Leach, the artist. So I supported the fundmycomic.com for this. In fact, I'll throw it up on the screen. Share screen. Programming this live. So the fundmycomic.com of the Atlantean. I'm not a big comic guy, as I've said many times, and have shown by my complete ignorance of the comics world. Unlike our great friends like Nick and others who are deeply into it. And of course, our much sadly missed friend Clobby. But I do like Robert E. Howard and Robert E. Howard novels and Robert E. Howard related properties, generally speaking. So I was very keen to support this. I mean, I love the artwork. So this was this is issue 1, volume 1 of the Atlantean. You can find it on Fund My Comic if you're interested, or contact the Randy or Russ on Twitter. They're very happy to So yeah, the Atlantean. I'll just come back to you in a second, Tim, my friend. So that I'm hoping I will get the rest of these series as they're released. I think issue 2 might even be out now or coming out. Sword versus Sorcery. Action from the Thurian Age. So I love the artwork. This is artwork. That's why I follow like Frank Rosetta on Twitter and stuff like that. This fantastic heroic style of art, which is such a no-no now from the modern audience. So the comic itself is all black and white, but still absolutely brilliant. I'm going to review them when I've read them a few times. I've got to read through them a few times, but just thought I'd show it off a little bit. When you look at the artwork there, reminds me of myself, and I don't mean the woman. Stop it. So that's something I'm looking forward to reading and doing a little video on it. But I supported it at the level that came with a full graphic novel, hardback graphic novel, The Shadow Kingdom, a love letter to Robert E. Howard. So this is the graphic novel of The Shadow Kingdom. This one is color. Again, I will do a review of these when I've had a chance to read them. Yeah, that's fantastic stuff. Compared to a lot of modern so-called comics, it's just this is art. But there's also, there's textual stuff in it too, so it's not just the graphic novel side. So looking forward to that very much. Shadow Kingdom. Tim, my friend, thank you very much for your support. $2. Hail to Brian, a native of Wales. Luke you, boyo. Yakida. It's not unusual to be from Wales. How do you get two whales? Little joke. How do you get two whales in a mini across the Severn Bridge? How do you get two whales in a mini? One in the front, one in the back. These jokes probably don't travel well. They're probably only good in Britain. But, so that was the printed material. So I also got this. This is thrift store stuff that was obviously purchased brand new. Thrift store wise, now I actually didn't have and never had until this day physical media copies of the Star Wars prequels. Well, Tim's got to get a video. What am I doing, Tim? I got to get you a video.
You have our gratitude.
And you certainly do, my friend. Thank you for your support. That'll keep me in gruel. So the prequels, Star Wars prequels. Now I remember at the time going to see them, and they're obviously light years ahead of whatever we're getting now that they call Star Wars. I got these Blu-rays for like $1.99 each, whatever. All three of them. This with the tin in the tin. So all three of the prequels. So whilst I did have them digitally, I've now got physical copies of each of them, and it's pretty good. The covers are pretty good. I mean, I think I do quite like the artwork on these. So very much movies that are a patchwork of some good moments here and there, particularly the third one, but some really, really dull stuff as well. My view of them has softened slightly over the years, but still my overwhelming feeling coming away, particularly from the first two, was one of ennui. Like, I remember particularly going to see Phantom Menace and nodding off a few times, so it's not a good sign. And I hadn't even been drinking, so we'll definitely do a Wild Geese. The Wild Geese is on the list, as is North Sea Hijack. Those are two movies I'm definitely wanting to do as live streams on those, but we'll also clip some bits when I do them. It gives me a chance to clip a couple of pieces. So anyway, the Star Wars prequels got that collection, which is fine. That'll sit on the shelf with the other Star Wars stuff, which is all OG related, original trilogy related. I have no interest in even though there's lots of them in the thrift stores of the later movies of no interest to me. So, so what else did I get in the thrift store? I got the 2-disc special edition DVD of Inglorious Bastards. Inglorious Bastards. So it was a bit of a Tarantino palooza because I got another one coming up. An okay movie, like most Tarantino stuff, lots of over the top items, but not bad getting a nice 2-disc special edition with the book. The booklet is there, with the postcards. Opens out. So let's have so there's a set of postcards that open out. So all in good shape. So pretty good. Not a bad movie. Not one I've been tempted to watch more than I've only seen it twice. Once at the cinema and once again later. It's all right. Had its moments. Everyone likes a good, Second World War killing Yahtzees type thing. Oh yeah, this one does. I'll add it to the rest of the Tarantinos I've got. So this one does have an opening flap on it. So it's quite a nice little package, special edition package. Quite pleased with that one. But I did get another Tarantino, albeit not on the same day. You got to keep going back because they keep adding stuff. This is in the local thrift store, not the further afield ones. So I got the collector's edition DVD of Pulp Fiction, which of course is a kick-ass movie. I remember being very excited at the time going to see this. So this is a really neat set and in superb condition, opening up like so, with also with the booklet. Oh, great shot of Harvey Keitel there, of course. Great movie. Had used to have a physical media copy years ago, but it was just a bare bones one. So I got rid of it when I digitized a lot of stuff. So it's nice to get this back with the booklet, albeit the booklet. I mean, it's got some stuff in it, some material. So so that was the another great pickup, Pulp Fiction collector's edition on DVD. A few things left, but some pretty good stuff. So this I got. Now I already had the Rome complete first season. You can just see it down there. Rome was a show that the first season was brilliant, and then of course the second season they cut the whole thing short and only made a very truncated second season, compressing large amounts of story elements because I guess it was too expensive for HBO and wasn't doing it for them. Great shame because it should have been a 5, 6, 7 season show, and the first season was just fantastic and really a big, not a total introduction for Brits to Ray Stevenson, but largely was the first time he'd had a big role like that. So I got in the same thrift store. I got this box for Rome season 1, which is just a magnificent set. Albeit this is the DVD of the first season. So this is the Blu-ray set of the complete first and second seasons. This was, albeit I think I paid $5.99 for this. This was a little more expensive. So this is seasons 1 and 2, both seasons 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. Slips out of the cover, and it's in a book style format. So you open out like so to each description of each episode. artwork and the Blu-ray disc. So very, very, very excited to get that to go alongside my season 1 box. This is the Blu-rays. So this is fabulous. So such a great cast, such a great show. James Purefoy was fantastic, and it just everybody in it was so good. TV like they used to make. I think the only thing that's come anywhere close this year has been Shogun. Rome. That is quality television, and I was so excited to get a nice Blu-ray set of that like this, both seasons. Very good. What else? So this is news. This is thrift store. So big fan of Korean stuff, as you know. And way back in 2009, there was a hit Korean show called Iris. And then they made a second season and a movie. They made a movie of it. So 2009, quite far back. So I'm browsing the little thrift store in our town here, little prairie town here, and a sealed copy of Iris was there. Which is, I mean, okay, I could have understood it if it was maybe a better known Korean property from recent times, but a 2009 Korean show. Starring, as you can see in the bottom here, Lee Byung-hun, the great Lee Byung-hun of many things. I mean, one of my favorite actors, but obviously if you just watch Squid Game, he's the front man. Those who've never seen anything else Korean would at least know him from that, and also the G.I. Joe movie where he was Storm Shadow. But one of the greatest Korean actors around. Multiple great shows and movies. Mr. Sunshine, one of my all-time favorite television shows, he's the star of. And there's a few other well-known actors and actresses too. So 2009, this is one of his earliest efforts. But to get, it was the weirdest thing. Like, really? That's sitting on the shelf here, of all places. I mean, not even a big city. And it opens up, and I'm very interested in looking up some of these other 2009 era Korean shows when Korean stuff was wasn't sophisticated like it is now. There was still a lot of very kind of soapy and filmed on video and whatever. So it's a spy action thing. First episode actually starts off there in Budapest trying to kill a North Korean guy. But it kind of made Lee Byung-hun's career. So, but yeah, just really sitting here. It's Iris. I mean, I knew of it. I'm just surprised somebody else in this town had a copy of it that they gave away, sealed. Did I get any music? The only music I got caught in Ministries, I did have it earlier, was the Joe Jackson Night and Day LP. So that was the only music I got. Well, I mean, I've got a lot of music recently digitally, but that's the only physical music I got. Hey, Wicked Fanboys here. And hello to you. Hello to Cotton Ministry. So 2 more to go in this short stream. Another Korean one. This was new, but it was on like 50% off on Amazon. It is a movie that I got a digital copy of. It's The Wailing. So this is, I think it's from around about 2017, or maybe it's a little later. One of those Korean horror movies they make a lot of movies that are creepy horror. So supernatural creepy, as opposed to, and there's a lot of creepy stuff, but it's not really, they probably make them, but they're not so many slasher type movies. They're more into the creepy stuff. What year was this out? My mind has gone blank and I can't read. Anyway, got a copy of it, 4K plus Blu. I don't have a 4K, but I play the Blu-ray. The Wailing. If you've never seen it, it's extremely creepy, supernatural horror with a shaman and all sorts of stuff going on. Hwang Yong-min, the great Hwang Yong-min, plays the shaman in it. But it also stars Kwak Do-won and a few other quite well-known Korean actors. Hwang Yong-min's shaman is just very something else. So there's a quite rural village, and there's lots of weird shit going on, and then a foreigner, a Japanese guy, I think, turns up, and people start killing each other, and they suspect him of being the bad guy. Is he, though? Is he the bad guy? Great movie. Last, and very much not least, also on sale post-Christmas, and I've been trying to collect a few of these as I go. Classic Doctor Who on Blu-ray. I love the fact they do the complete season sets. I mean, I don't touch anything beyond a certain era, but this is John Pertwee, season 3 on Blu-ray. So the complete set of all 26 episodes of that season with tons of extras. If you ever see these Doctor Who Blu-rays, the BBC may be crap in many ways, but they've done a good job with these retrospective releases on Blu-ray of these seasons. So now D-Bud saying that John Pertwee's his favourite Doctor. I struggle with this one because I am old enough to remember as a kid getting into Doctor Who when Patrick Troughton was Doctor Who. So my earliest years, like I'm talking 5, 6, 7 years old, was Patrick Troughton. But I mean, kids watched the show. It was aimed at kids. It was at a certain time of day. It was on a Saturday. Kids watched. DJ playing ice, could see it. So I would say that generally speaking, John Pertwee was the one that I really, really paid attention to first when he became the Doctor. Plus, they'd moved into colour from black and white. Some of it was on film. There was a lot bigger, a better budget perhaps for a better budget for the. A cup of tea has just appeared out of nowhere. Thank you, dear. Thank you. Mrs. Rockfan delivering a cup of tea. Very nice. So anyway, John Pertwee was the first one that I really, really paid attention to. So I would say, when people say, who's your favourite Doctor? I go, Patrick Troughton, because I think Patrick needs more promotion and more reverence for his era of Doctor Who. And he was the first for me. But I think John Pertwee was probably the one that had the most impact on me. Even Tom Baker, the great Tom Baker, was a little bit later, and I was a little bit older, and so it wasn't quite the obsession that had been in the John Pertwee years when I watched it like avidly. I couldn't miss an episode. So John Pertwee, he is great. He was great. So season 3, this is the stories that are on season 3. I'll put my glasses back on. Day of the Daleks. Great stuff. They always liked to get a Dalek one in every season. Curse of Peladon. The Sea Devils. Still one of the best Doctor Who stories ever. The Sea Devils. With the Master, obviously. Still played by Roger Delgado, the great Roger Delgado, playing the Master and the Sea Devils, the Mutants, and the Time Monster. So much, I love all of these, but the Sea Devils is my absolute favorite out of this season. So yeah, there's a lot of extras on here, in convention footage, interview footage with Nicholas Courtney. There's lots of Unit in it. He was still stuck on Earth, the Doctor. So lots of Unit. So Nicholas Courtney, Richard Franklin, John Levine, and Katie Manning is the assistant at this time. So this is pre-Sarah Jane. I loved Katie Manning. Brilliant assistant to the Doctor. And her exit from Doctor Who at the end of the Green Death is still one of the best moments of Doctor Who, I think. The Green Death is probably my second favourite Doctor Who story of all time. The favourite being Genesis of the Daleks, which isn't just great Doctor Who, it's just great science fiction and one of the most consequential Doctor Who stories, I think. I'm going to have to figure out how to get this camera and to stop refocusing. So, very happy to get that. Oh, there's one more. There is one more that I forgot. Don't go away. How could I forget this one? So also, and this wasn't on sale, I don't think. I'd just been wanting to get this since it came out. And the reason I didn't have it sitting here is I'm watching them. They're over by the Blu-ray player on the big TV. I got the collection of series 1 of, wait for it, Blake 7. Look at that. Look at that. Avon Lives, Blake 7. So this is peak late 1970s British BBC sci-fi, using probably exactly the same team that made Doctor Who. Same effects guys, same everything. Terry Nation. Well, the D-Bud, you had it a while ago when it came out. I waited to treat myself at Christmas. So, yeah. So I've been watching them. I'm up to episode 4. All 13 episodes of season 1, which obviously means they're going to be doing the other seasons too. All the other 4 seasons in total, I think. Tons of special features, which I haven't started to watch yet because I'm watching the actual episodes. And this is the classic lineup, of course, the classic characters from season 1. The cast changed radically. Avon, in fact, is Vila. Michael Keating is the only character that's in every episode, I believe. Even Avon wasn't in the first one. He's in all but one. But of course, the things went sideways in seasons 2, 3, 4 when characters left or were written out and new ones replaced them, including, not Blake. Not that it was bad. It just was different. It kind of Avon became the leader. They should have renamed it Avon 7 or Avon Calling, maybe. So the artwork is great because when you watch the actual show, no one's going to deny it looks a bit ropey. The budget of £13 for an episode or whatever the BBC had. They did their best, God bless them, and the Liberator set is fantastic. So, but some of the other stuff, it's not that. It was the stories and the characters that made it. The same with Doctor Who. You were never going to get Hollywood level effects. You were going to get stories. Terry Nation, great writer. Stories and characters. Avon Calling, wasn't that a Clash song? It should be. Actually, I'm going to see if I can get an AI to make a version of London Calling, but called Avon Calling. I'll write some lyrics and see if I can get it to do it. So lots of nice stuff, as you'll know, D-Bud, in the Servalan there. You see, they weren't afraid to make Jacqueline Pierce. She was, although the short hair, she was still pretty hot. Same with Sally Nivet. Pretty hot. You see, although again it was aimed at a family audience, they like some of the Doctor Who of that era, they felt if they have a couple of hot assistants or whatever, that'll help keep the fathers involved. Tons of bonus content. I'm looking forward to it. How could I forget? I nearly forgot that one. Jeez. Yeah, I'm on it. I've watched the first 3 episodes, and I've been making some notes as I go, because I think we'll do a live stream on it one of these Mondays. Within January or February, I think we'll do a Blake 7. Probably keep it to just season 1, a Blake 7 season 1 live stream. And let's see if I can get even less people watching than normal. But I do this just so I can hang out with you guys. That's, I'm not expecting hundreds of people to drop by. So I have, you guys are, all that you've been in the chat today are great supporters and friends. So I appreciate it very much. So that was this set of physical media this time round. I may be doing a trip into the city next week, so I might see if I can target a couple of places to check out. See if there's a post-Christmas dump of stuff in some of the thrift stores in the city. And I got a couple of other things on order. And there is a couple of movies and TV shows I'd like to get sets of. I just don't want to pay hundreds of dollars for them. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, there it was for the latest batch of physical media. They're talking about the Monday show, which I'm so pleased that we're back to Monday, because certainly pleased that D-Bud can join us again. Next Monday's show, 3 p.m. Mountain Time, will be a Canon Film Club on one of the wackiest movies in the entire canon, America 3000. As it says, an outrageous post-nuke adventure. I just love the cover art for it, because you don't quite know what you're getting with the cover, or if you just look at that. So you think, am I getting a Planet of the Apes style movie? Are we getting some kind of Mad Max type thing? Are we getting a fantasy movie like a Conan thing or a He-Man? What about the Ghetto Blaster? Where does that come from? How does that fit in? So the cover raises more questions than answers. So we'll be looking to answer some of those questions in the show. That should be a lot of fun. Austin Trunick will be joining us, the writer of the Canon Film Guides. So he'll be able to put his insight into that. And in the Canon Film Guide Volume 2, he talks about the movie quite extensively. Obviously, Austin, I do read that and use it as the basis for constructing a show, because it's such a good, the Canon Film Guides are such good books. I've ordered a couple of other books which should be arriving next week, which hopefully I'll be able to talk about soon on a stream. One of which Austin recommended in the Canon Film Guides. It's a guide to post-apocalyptic movies, because that is one of the things that I'm into. I love post-apocalyptic and dystopian movies. So we'll be seeing a lot of those this year on the show in 2025. A lot of that stuff, a lot of science fiction movies. Still be doing some music stuff. The music stuff's quite hard to prepare for because of the copyright issues. So, but we'll do those when the occasion warrants. But yeah, look forward to more Canon film stuff, more science fiction movie stuff. And as I say, I'm thinking of starting a second channel just for my Korean content, because we know it's so popular. That's what I'm watching. Anyway, a lot of Korean stuff. I talked about that on last Monday's show, some of my favorite stuff. There is a couple of things I'm looking forward to in the new year. There's not quite such the Korean movies, they don't have quite such a calendar laid out for the year like Hollywood seems to have. So it's more of a month-to-month thing that you find out what's coming out. Just want to plug a couple of things that I am looking forward to and hoping to go and see in person, if possible. One of those would be the wonderfully titled Dark Nuns, because don't we all like Dark Nuns? Horror movie, demonic possession type thing. Sequel to a movie which I haven't watched from a few years ago called The Priest. So Dark Nuns could be kind of fun. Coming out in February, I think. They don't always get released in the cinema here. There's usually one or two a month in the cinema in the city I live in, or near. So Dark Nuns. I'm also looking forward to, originally it was called Broken, but there's been so many movies called Broken, I think they decided to change the name of a film called Nocturnal, which I am looking forward to very much. So the basic premise of that is, his brother is killed and he finds a novel written by this novelist that seems to describe that death before it happened. So he's wondering, that sets him to wondering about this novelist. So so that one looks like a really good Korean drama thriller. Not sure how much action will be in it. There's certainly it looks like there's going to be some. Just see if I can find any release information on that. Nocturnal. Here we go. February 5th, Nocturnal. So the great Ha Young-woo is the star. You can see him on the screen there. Who we nickname in our house Hawaii Pistol, because the first time we saw him was in the movie Assassination, and he played a character called Hawaii Pistol. So we've got nicknames for all our favorite Korean actors. But also it stars another guy who we really like called Kim Nam-gil, star of The Fiery Priest and The Fiery Priest 2, amongst other things. So he's the novelist being chased down by Ha Young-woo in it. Ha Young-woo was a star of a number of my favorite Korean movies, Along with the Gods, the two Along with the Gods movies, Assassination, Ransomed, which is a fabulous movie, and many others. He's a fantastic actor. There's him and Kim Nam-gil, so that should be a good thriller. Korean-wise, I'm not sure. I'm currently compiling my list of new stuff. Another thing that's coming out this year, Korean thing I'm definitely interested in, is a TV show called 12. It's a action thriller, but with a supernatural twist. I think they're hunting down demons or whatever. So starring the great Ma Dong-suk, or Don Lee, as he is known in the West. Release information on that will be out. It doesn't say, but I think it'll be more in the middle of the year. First, maybe spring, late spring. So the 12 angels fighting against evil spirits to protect the human race. But who cares about that? Because it has Ma Dong-suk punching people really hard, which is, I think we can all agree, is what counts. It also stars Seo In-guk, who was the star of Kafi Minamdang, but also The Great Death's Game, which was one of my favorite shows of last year. So that's some of the Korean stuff I'm looking out for. At some point, though, from a Japanese perspective, we will be getting season 3 of Alice in Borderland this year. It's the first season to really go beyond the source material, so that could be a bad thing. We don't know. There were many, many unanswered questions from season 2 So hopefully there's enough material there for them to make something equally compelling and wacky with the same principal cast. Because that was a fabulous, fabulous show. If you've never watched Alice in Borderland, do yourself a favor and check it out. And of course, at some point, and the rumors are June, not next December, as a lot of people think. You know, rumors are June for season 3 or 2.5, as I would call it, of Squid Game 3, which I'm hoping will, because we've got half a season here. It was good, but it was only half a season, so it really left me unsatisfied. I want to see more. I want to see it finish. So, not that I'm expecting a happy ending, as the actress said to the bishop. So, that'll be us for now. It's almost an hour. We'll hide that on the stream. There's a few other movies. There's a few Hollywood movies that may or may not be good that we'll talk about in the next few weeks that are coming up. I do want to see Den of Thieves Pantera, mainly because I'm hoping there will be music by Pantera in it. But probably not. But anyway, Den of Thieves Pantera should be pretty good. I think that's out now or next week. Another interesting one might be Mickey 17, which is Korean director of Snowpiercer and etc. Could be good. I wish he'd made it with an all-Korean cast, but he's made Hollywood stuff before, so he's looking for more international appeal, so we'll see. Certainly looks okay. Right. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Thank you for the super chats, the member joinings, the all the other chats. Appreciate you all supporting the channel. I will be later on tonight on Ascendant Art channel with Brahma, Little Chad, Imperatus, Slender, and the other wacky fun that we have on that. Tomorrow, Bourbon and Boarding with Brahma, 9:15 p.m. Mountain Time, where we talk hockey, Go Stars. And Monday afternoon, Canon Film Club, America 3000. It's free on YouTube to watch the movie, and it's on Tubi. So you can see it in both those places. Fairly low resolution copies. I don't think anyone spent the money to uptoot this one. It still looks pretty rough. So until those shows, until next time, stay well, everybody, and keep on rocking.